All right, you have an extra queen each should you need it. Should you get a pawn to the other side of the board, you can claim the queen. They are available right there. The chess clock is in position. Sorry, sadly the stream...
There's no time set up.
Well, we just turn it off and on. That's the solution to everything. Now there is time. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, we will be getting into game number 3 and 4 in just a moment. 2 points up for grabs, 1 for chess, 1 for Arabia. We're now going to hand it over to the casters. We'll be going into game pretty soon.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a sign that we are actually on and microphones are unmuted. Okay.
Just before we start quickly, could somebody fix the chess cam? Because we can't actually see the chessboard very well at the moment.
Yeah, on the audience or organizers.
Yeah.
Second thing we need to mention, that actually was a pretty important Guess Who game. Because, as you will see soon at the top, we have the Viper with 8 wins and Liereyy with 6 wins. And we're trying to get to 11 with still 4 points to spare. So Liereyy out of the chance to get first. Viper, if he gets 3 wins from the remaining 4, he ties with MBL. If he gets all 4 wins, he is first.
He gets the win. That's it.
And we're jumping into Arabia game here. Chinese for the Viper and for Liereyy on Arabia. Remember that this is not King of the Desert Arabia. Is Viper just going very aggressively? No, he is just scouting behind the line here. So starts could be a bit shaky, but we saw instant sheep from both players. Liereyy with somewhat of an open map, and well, Robo, maybe you just take a walk.
I walk and go fix it myself, maybe?
Oh, look at that. Like, that camera is okay-ish. So maybe you just select another camera.
I can't select another camera.
You can.
No. How?
Why?
I don't know how to do that.
You go there. And then you have to select one of the HD Pros from those 2 in the center. And that's probably the right one. Left one. Hello!
Oh, okay.
So Robo can now see the chessboard. And so obviously at Empire is not too much happening in the first 2 minutes. Tell me.
We've just had a bishop take one of the knights. I'm not sure which player is black and white. White should be the player who lost that game.
Yeah, so Liereyy should be white.
Liereyy should be white, yes.
Oh god,
and the magnetic pieces
the
are
handling.
going crazy
Oh
again.
god, the micro.
The micro.
That looked like Dawood, but he is not here, right? Oh, Lierey's dead. Oh, spotted. Viper with a knight opening.
Yep, pushing forward with the knights to the middle of the map. I think he values his knights much more than the bishops, considering the trade that he took just before. And then back in the Age of Empires game, there doesn't seem to be much happening, except for some shoddy eco-micro.
Okay, then let's take a look at the maps maybe. We have the Viper, left-hand side gold, stone and berries. Not too intuitive to wall the left-hand side. Right-hand side will be quite easily walled off. So maybe just a wall of right-hand side. That house is indicating that. And then he will just build up the left-hand side. Should be quite passive game from the Viper. Liereyy, defensive gold. Another defensive wood line. Berries quite open. Deer close to that. Will be tougher for him to go for a good defense.
I think so, but I think the problem with Viper placing his military buildings on the left-hand side is it's quite far away from Liereyy. So if he wants to be aggressive, he has to walk that little extra distance, which slows him down. And we now have another trade happening. We just had a bishop take a knight, and then a bishop take back the bishop. So both players are now all equal again on pieces, if I can count correctly, which I believe I can.
Robo, what's a good way to not die quickly?
In chess or in general?
I didn't specify.
Don't do anything dangerous.
Castle up.
No.
Why? It's chess and Age of Empires. I think that was a good one.
Oh no, that was just bad.
Why?
That was no. Like, the fast castle is like one of the easiest ways to die.
Well, that's true because you're not developing your eco too well. Or are you? I'm not sure.
Then we've got another trade, knight taking the bishop, and then the knight being taken back. So in this position, I believe Viper still has a knight, and Liereyy has a bishop. And Liereyy castling into the corner, just like Neely suggested. Maybe he knows something that I don't.
Well, I heard castling up is a good way to survive.
We heard it here first, folks.
Viper with a bit of a better start here. TC a bit less idle at the start, and yeah, that's a bit of a random factor. A bit higher there with Chinese.
Did we even mention that they were Chinese at the start?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay,
obviously.
I was not paying attention
Professional caster here.
Okay.
And I even said it's a difference to KOTD Arabia because we don't have the...
Starting cheap.
Indeed.
Gotcha. Nice.
Robo.
I'm on the ball today.
Yeah. Did you mention who's black and white and what game you're playing?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I got there in the end. So are we expecting scouts, or do you think archer openings from these players?
I'm expecting scouts from the Viper.
Okay.
And I'm expecting another quick move with the bishop there.
No, but no, I'm still waiting. What are you going to say for Liereyy?
Scouts.
Scouts. Okay. Expecting double scouts here. Chessboards. Not really much is happening at this point. There's been some forward pawns getting taken. Everybody still seems pretty passive in this chess game and this Age of Empires game at this point.
What is happening there? Where's the rook?
The rook was just taken by the rook, and now the rook was taken by the queen.
Okay, but what field was he on?
They were both down the second one from the end.
Okay.
I don't know which letter it is.
It's B8.
Wouldn't B be on this side? And then
No, B. You start to ladder from the white area.
If you say so.
So it's A1 is the furthest away tile from us.
Okay. So in the B file, the rooks were exchanged.
B file. Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
And both players going to feudal age, placing down their buildings,
Scouts.
and not making any moves on the chessboard while doing so.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, early feudal age. Oh, what are we seeing here, Liereyy? Did you want to go fancy? Not really, right?
He tried, but just didn't work out.
Okay. Eco upgrades now stable from both players, and this is going to be ugly, right? Because scouts, they're getting some of their strengths because you can micro them so well. Always run away from spearmen, but that means not a lot of time for some chess moves.
Of course. And also, like, just running into the TC by accident for a few minutes.
What?
Whoa, that's a forward queen.
Did he move the...
I think the
Did
pawn,
he kick the pawn away?
No, because the pawn couldn't have been on that tile because the rook came up past it.
Okay.
So that other pawn took
So
a
he
piece that was in that tile.
so he just slapped him while passing.
Basically, yeah. I think
Okay.
so. I think that's how it works. Just
What
like
a
a
weird
friendly
queen.
whack on the face as he goes past.
Okay. But can he actually... What can he attack there? Only the pawn close to it, right? Because the bishop is safe by the rook.
Yes, that's true, but it's just a
Protected.
threatening position, right? Liereyy has to worry. There's a queen in my line. What am I going to do about that?
Okay.
I think that's what Viper's thinking at this point.
I'm not scared.
You're not scared?
Not scared.
You happy?
No, not happy either, but not scared.
Okay.
Uh-oh, some scouts blocked here. That's an okay engagement for Liereyy, I'd say. Trying to micro back a bit here. 2 against 2. I think this will be somewhat evenish. Yeah, 35 HP against 30 HP. I'd call it somewhat evenish.
Fairly even. Ooh, the queen is making a move. No, maybe.
No,
yes,
yeah,
taking the pawn.
He needs to go for the pawn. Oh, queen dead. Oh, queen back alive.
Back alive. Luckily, it wasn't the king he knocked over.
Luckily. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, some more walls here to the left-hand side. Still didn't find those 2 sheep. And, well, it's just mass scouts. Thing is, Liereyy, he will be way more open. Didn't really start to wall anything. And, well, that's just super nice because at the moment, Viper, he doesn't need to be as much on his toes as Liereyy because Liereyy can just get raided any second. Viper, let's take a look.
Yeah, once he finishes those walls, he'll be relatively safe at home and then he can relax, spend a bit more time thinking about the chess game, and maybe plan out what he's going to do in the rest of both of these games.
Is the chess cam still on? Nothing moving.
They're not, it's there, but they're just not moving.
Okay. Is it on?
It's on.
Can you check it?
I'm checking.
Yeah, no, and I see the people walking in the background. All good, Robo.
It's all good. Okay.
Don't get trolled every time.
Not
Every time. Every second time is fine.
But because I trust you, Neely, I expect you to tell me the right thing.
That was
and
your
then,
mistake.
And then you go and you cut me down like this. Like, you're my friend, and you say these things to me.
Okay, transition onto gold. For both of them, similar timing. Thinking about getting up to castle age. It seems like Liereyy is still adding some scouts. Where did his 2 spearmen go? Oh,
Trying to find a hole. But
Yeah.
at this point, Lierey's queen is under attack by a pawn. So maybe if he's not paying enough attention...
Lierey's oh,
this
hello.
pawn- yeah, so if he doesn't pay attention, his queen could just go bye-bye.
Okay. So how do you call this situation? Is that queen pawn?
Nearly... No.
Okay, then not. And okay, let's maybe take a look over the transition into archers here. Do we have anything else from the Viper, or is he just staying at...
Well, he's doing bloodlines, so I'd expect he's going to continue with scouts.
Yeah.
Maybe into knights at some point.
Okay, 5 on gold. That's actually too much if he wants to go for Bloodlines as well. Now taking the big engagement, Bloodlines won't really kick in before that. Viper's trying to move back here and is taking a reasonable fight. Bloodlines maybe should even be cancelled. Let's take a look. 45 HP. No, he's going for 65. Although he lost quite a lot of HP. Will win this fight. Will have some aggression for sure. But I think Spearman numbers will be high enough.
Well, I'm not sure cancelling bloodlines is necessarily the best thing, because he's going to want to get it anyway, and it still helps his scouts. Like, those 3 of them that are left, they've still got a decent amount of HP left. So,
Okay.
I think it's still probably a positive.
I think it maybe overall added like 45 HP or something. And I think you're delaying your timing by maybe 20 seconds. Maybe probably one full villager, right?
Okay. No, 25 seconds. That's possibly significant, but I don't think it's likely that it's going to make a huge difference.
No, well,
Especially considering how walled he is at home.
yeah, well, he is walled at home. Thing is, how open Liereyy is, right? He's going for some spearman defense. That kind of reminds me of the Tallow defense with mass spearman into pikeman earlier.
But Mass Spearman slows down your castle A's just as much as Bloodline does. So, kind of balances out, I think.
Yeah, but like, he produced those spearmen before Viper clicked Bloodlines.
True.
True. Okay. It seems like they're kind of developing onto the left-hand side here. Do we have any material advantage? It looks like bishop against
Nice.
knight.
It's just bishop versus knight,
Both
which has
having
been
one
all
roof.
game.
Yeah, okay, okay. So
There's
that's
been no significant changes recently.
okay. So, well, some more engagements here. Liereyy not
That was
taking the
pretty
best
nice
fight
sniping
here.
that spearman.
Oh, and that villager needs to
Oh,
wall
she has-
herself. And oh, yeah.
Ooh.
This guy is so good. And probably meanwhile the 2 chess moves.
I wish they did. That would have been impressive, but
Yeah.
sadly there was no chess
Just
moves.
with the other hand.
The
Think
other-
about it, like one villager is like right hand and then he's grabbing over the left hand and just doing the chess move.
Somehow reaching over half his body to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And still getting a villager there, though. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an aggressive queen move by Liereyy. Viper's moving his knight back to protect the king from being in check, but it takes the knight out of play, essentially. It can't really do anything from the back line.
Okay, maybe he can move. Why didn't he move the king forward?
I'm not sure.
Was he under too
Maybe
much
he's
attack?
worried about potentially being attacked by the bishop that's on a black tile in a later stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just content to stay on white and just be protected from that.
Okay, army choices that we didn't mention. Double archery range here for Liereyy, and Viper, he's going double stable, will go for the +2 defense. Is getting double TC up here. One in the back, one at his gold spot. And now he will be broken. How much damage will he receive? Woodline over here, kind of unprotected. Knight numbers, not too scary as of yet.
Yeah, I don't think Lierey's going to have any problems at this stage. Like, there's no Mangonel coming out. He's about to get crossbow, Bodkin arrow. I think Viper can't really stop this until he masses a good 6, maybe even 8 knights. If Lierey's able to find a nice spot to hide in.
Okay, some walls over here. That could actually be open. Let me take a quick look into that. And
Maybe
it is
between
walled
the
up.
two houses on the north.
Yeah, potentially over there as well. And yeah, that
Ooh,
would have
that one's
been a
a hole.
pass. Okay, let's take a look. Crossbowman Micro, he still has the hill advantage. And going for thumping as well. What a beautiful positioning here. This is pretty solid. And will snipe down the second knight. That means only 2. And, well, he's just...
Doing so
Being
well
here.
there.
Yeah. Look at how the knight... he's microing up the knights a bit more. I think we'll still lose all of them. And that means messing up those knight numbers will be really tricky. But Liereyy just so efficient here. And now goes back, probably tries to reinforce. And then get up again with some high.
I feel like that has to be a mistake from the Viper, though. Like, He attacked with the first 4 knights. He still had another 1 or 2 on the way. He could have waited for those and gone in all at once. Or even just waited, because the crossbows weren't really threatening that much of his economy.
They were threatening to go through, but yeah, they weren't.
Right.
Maybe 2 more knights would have
5 or
been
6
good.
villages there. You can move them if you have to. Right.
Maybe, yeah, instead of walling, just pull them
Yeah, to
over
the backward
here.
line. And would have been so much easier. He could have kept massing the knights. Been in a much better position. But now Lierey's got such a large numbers advantage at this point. The only problem being the extra TCs that the Viper's already drops.
Yeah. So eco isn't the big problem. Liereyy, 1 extra TC only for now. And not the greatest wood lines, right? Left-hand side, not too efficient. Where is he moving? Maybe to the very top? Oh, that villager? That wasn't the low HP one from earlier.
No, it's not, but it's still keeping the wall open. Maybe knights could come sneak in there soon. But
Do you know whose move it is at the
chess?
chessboard? Yeah.
I believe it is Viper's, because the clock is up on his side.
Okay. Ah, yeah. Okay, now made the move. Trying to save him. Where is that pawn? He's on the white field, right? The pawn, the double
Yeah, I
pawn
can see. I know
in
what
the
you're
C
talking
line.
about. I feel like it should be on the black square. Well, I guess now it's on the white square. I don't know if that's where it started, but it's there.
Yeah, I think it is. And okay, knight, can you move out a bit more?
The knight's just in such a weird position. Like, it can't really do anything quickly. Right, you need to waste a turn or 2 getting in position before it's useful, and that's
Okay, what do you
bad.
think is more defensive? Those knights or the knight on the chessboard?
the knight on the chessboard for sure.
Okay,
Because there are some knights on the left-hand side.
yeah,
of the map,
maybe
aren't
we
there?
can have one here.
Yeah, one back there would be better. That would be worse than this knight.
Okay,
Like, if you trap the knight in the corner in the chessboard, maybe that is the most defensive you could be.
okay. Maybe a knight behind the castle.
Behind the castle.
Yeah, like the A or H field.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, Mangonels. Dodging here. Camel now going for +1 defense. I don't think that camels will do too much though. For me, the transition into Arbalest feels a bit more natural than into camels.
Well, I think he's probably only on 1 stable at this point, so I'm not sure if it's a full transition or he's just adding in a couple of camels just to help even out the fights. Maybe?
Does he want to take more fights?
I don't know. Well, he's investing in a lot of crossbows and a lot of upgrades for them. Like, he got Thumb Ring. Like, that's quite a big, heavy investment, especially early in the Castle Age.
Okay, no defense upgrades for him though.
That's true, but like, Thumb Ring is almost the equivalent of a TC worth of resources. So you sort of need to, make some damage with it to make it worthwhile.
I think +1 defense doesn't even do anything against knights, right? You're dying against 4 hits anyways? I think so.
I think so.
That's how it should work out. Now having forging as well here. And, well, that crossman doing a great job scouting. Mangonels moving forward. The litter count still 15 higher for the Viper. Now do we maybe see the big engagement? Camels now better than I thought. Husbandry for Liereyy, trying to find a good angle to attack. But Liereyy,
Ooh, making a move with the queen, taking a pawn. And losing his queen to Viper's queen.
oh what?
Whoa.
Big blunder?
Big blunder.
Oh wait, is that? Yeah. So we had a blunder in the chess game, kind of winning the game for the Viper.
Looks like it. And Liereyy didn't make a move for a long time there, so I think he just realized, oh shit, the timer's clicking down. I've got
Yeah.
to make something. Let's just take this pawn. Didn't think about it. And now he's in a really bad position.
Okay, speaking of bad positions, look at the villager count. 16 more here for the Viper, who's now going in for the big raid, and that will be quite some dead villages.
That is
Left hand
so
side
many
raid, not a lot of stuff to kill those
Why are you
knights,
building
and
that
we will
TC?
see so many dead villagers over here as well. And I said 16 villager difference, that will be over 25 any second now. All those villagers will die. The crossmen, they need to do damage now, but they went into the big mangonel shots here. Oh god. And Leary's micro
That's GG
on the
on both
chessboard
teams,
and
I
on
think.
both fronts kind of ended it here. With a big raid. What a great
Oh
macro
boy.
by Viper on all three
Wow.
fronts.
That was insane. Well, technically the chess game is still ongoing.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not over just yet.
Okay.
I'm not
Then-
sure how much time they have left, though. But it might be getting close.
Okay, let's focus on it. Liereyy is coming back. He is playing with the white pieces. Has a bishop and a rook against knight, rook, and still queen. White to move.
That's it. What does that achieve?
Well, did you see that body language? Liereyy really believes that.
He Because Viper's now in such a solid position that he can spend the time to move his knight forward and get it in place to actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't feel like a wasted move doing that at this point in the game because he still has the queen, I think. That seems strange. Why would you just give away a pawn like that?
Well, he just traded. No,
No, he just
gave it
he
away.
moved the pawn forward and then it was just
Okay.
taken for free.
Well, he just needs to make moves, right? And he cannot move his... Or can he? No, the queen can just move in.
I think he's just
Cannot the queen go for a check now?
It could.
Queen check.
But the problem with that, there's the...
Oh! Okay.
I'm confused. Why would he make that trade though? The queen for the rook.
Well, it's obviously minus V on the very short term, but maybe he just thought, okay, I had enough in material that I will just win the end game anyway with the rook. So it's kind of a trade that you're losing some material, but just guarantee yourself the W anyways. What was that move?
Did he just make
Did he just two moves?
It looked like he made two
What
moves.
was the sneakiest guy ever?
Was that two moves?
Okay, they shook hands, I believe. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So confused us pretty well again. And let's just jump into the Age of Empires game again. And well,
Look at the achievements.
yeah, it was pretty tricky to see all the three things happening at the same time. We saw a lot of dead bodies over here with the big raid and obviously the mangonel shot. We knew, okay, with that big raid, he needed to come up with something. And well, running to...
2 mangonels, 3 mangonels maybe? Probably 2, I would guess.
I think one. Do you see any dead mangonels? Here, the one is
There's
here.
one dead one. He had at least 2 mangonels earlier in the game.
Okay. Well,
So,
one is dead
okay.
here. So maybe 3.
3 mangonels.
Yeah, maybe thought, okay, I killed 2, I should be fine. And then the third one just finished the job.
Fair enough. So now Viper has a solid lead in this game.
So let's just think about it. Viper, he added TCs. We kind of questioned this engagement. Was it maybe good enough to just prevent the snowball with the crossbows?
I don't think so. Because he didn't kill that many of the crossbows. I feel like it was only 3 or 4 deaths.
But why was Viper ahead in like mid-castle age?
He dropped the TCs. He had the better economy going. Something like that. Because Liereyy didn't really do any damage with his army.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in that case it probably was worth it.
Thanks as well. Okay, let's take a quick look at the achievements. And oh god, look at that SKD! 74 to 19 here. And largest army was clearly on the side for Liereyy, but only shortly before he lost all those. The timeline should be pretty funny as well. And 20 more villagers, look at that. Just one big bada boom kind of ended the game here. Now I'm excited for the drawing game.
For the drawing. Over we go.